Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth Astrology. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic, and this is where we observe the rhythm of the heavens to speak the language of the soul. And this is the astrological forecast for the 6th of March until the 13th of March. 2 more weeks, and we are into Aries season. And I'm looking forward to that one because, well, let's just say that the sun in Pisces is dreamy, beautiful, but has this, lethargic ending energy because it is the last sign in the zodiac. And, we could be feeling like that. And it's been beautiful. It's been really, really beautiful, honestly. Have you seen Venus and Jupiter joining each other like in the skies? It was so hopeful and so optimistic. But they were setting, right? And when you see that, so there's this Venus and Jupiter are setting in the skies, and there's these hope and these optimism, or that optimism that could be like setting down as well. And it's like Venus and Jupiter on Chiron. So all the promises and all the hope and all the exuberance, right, always has to be found with a certain pain, with a certain wound that we have on the masculine, and the inaction, the inability to take action, and either to overly aggressively get what we want, or being depressed, if you will. And Mars in Gemini, then because of that, Aries energy, we just like keep searching for an answer, or just keep busy, or keep learning, studying things. And I mean, I guess that's the energy that we're going to take with in the full moon in Virgo, which happens on the 7th of March, Tuesday, tomorrow. And a full moon is a completion, right? And it's in Virgo. I think, it's beautiful in one way because it's the light of Pisces, of the eternal one, the dream, and to be practical about it and to integrate it. And I think there's this part in our lives where we're able to, just be practical and have a certain manifestation in the physical body, and having to do with health, a completion in health that we could be feeling. And I'm trying to look for some other positive things, because I'm going to tell you that this full moon in Virgo, well, it's quite, it's not the best energy, because, full moon in Virgo, obviously pointing to Mercury in Pisces, and that's not a good position to be in. It requires hard work. It requires, just relentless trying to be heard, at least if you want to be heard and if you want to be getting the answer. But Mercury in Pisces is about surrender, and the Sun in Pisces is about surrender. And that is giving your creation to a higher mind. And that's that ability to just let go and allow the future to unfold by itself, and not having to force so much. Because otherwise, it's about humbleness, and the humility of the ego that we have to go through. And it's a good thing, right? And it's actually a very good, in that way, it's a very good energy. To be humbled down and to be confronted with where you think you have the answer, where you think you have the solution, only to find out constantly that you have to walk into, well, a wall. Or maybe not in a wall, just like you're trying to walk on water, if that makes sense. And as a human being, up until now, we have not fully managed that, unless, Jesus or Moses or whoever was able to do that. I haven't been able to do it. What about you? So we're trying to walk on water. And it's noble and it's beautiful, and I think it has energy with it that has this, I want to make this happen. Jupiter in Aries, and then Venus in Aries, Mars in Gemini. It's just never ending search for an answer, never, like, relentlessness. And Mercury in Pisces just is, if you remain into that like very strong fight warrior mode, and you don't really stop a minute to think about it, or just like, or you don't learn the lesson, because you will be confronted in your close environment with information and signals of like, maybe you are just pushing this too far, and it's really never ending. Like, you're like, I don't care, I just keep going. And until a certain moment where you have to break, and where there's this nervous breakdown, or where you come at the point like, okay, well, and you cry, or you become like extremely angry. There's this catharsis, and it's a full moon, right? It's a cathartic energy, a release of something, and to be felt, for sure. And then that energy, there's this Uranus trine the nodes with, Venus in Aries, not the best position. It's not going to be the best gifts, but there's something unexpected that comes from a twist where you're like, damn, it was the complete opposite, or I didn't see this coming. But there is some sort of insight. There is some sort of, in the spur of the moment, action that we can take. Mars is septiling Mercury in Pisces. It's home turf. So I really think that this is not, the energy is going so fast. Venus is racing through Aries. All the planets are still direct. And, whatever is going fast, the beauty is going fast, but in a way, the not so pleasant energies are also going fast. And in a way that's beautiful, because then it's like, it's done, but the beauty is done fast as well, so it's the sword cuts both ways, if you say it like that. So this full moon in Virgo, we can expect things to manifest, right? But it's not the way we expect it. It's not within the control of the Virgo energy, if that makes sense. Virgo likes to analyze and likes to judge, because it wants to have things in control. It is following certain standards of conduct. And with Mercury in Pisces, it's real difficult to make a decision and to really go for one thing, if that makes sense. So we can find ourselves split in two, searching like, a chicken without a head, walking around only to then just turn in circles. And after a while, being humbled down so much, and we finally surrender, and there is the answer. That's the kind of energy. And honestly, that's also just 55 minutes after the full moon in Virgo. Saturn ends its three-year long journey. Boy, has that been fucking long in Aquarius. It started with a lockdown. It started with COVID. So, you can imagine it's really nice to have that over. And I think that we come out of this just completely built a new future, and completely a different way of interacting with one another, seeing people different, and having restructured our groups, restructured our friends, our community. We have an idea of what the future could look like. And now Saturn is going to come into Pisces. And so this is wrapping up 30 years. So everything of 30 years ago is going to come up with Saturn in Pisces. So there's a lot of work that we have to do. I mean, 30 years, man, that's 1990s. Those are the wild years, the crazy years of drugs, sex, and rock and roll in the business world, right? If you just think about the Wolf of Wall Street, for instance, and that scenery and the insane, just like purchasing of an illusion and just manifesting the dream life, you know, where he just like, you know, that those kind of movies and the complete insane scenery, and those things could come back, you know, just it with Jupiter coming into Taurus in May. I think that's going to be the false illusion of the tremendous abundance materially, and that holding on to that material world. And we could like see a resurface of like Wolf of Wall Street kind of energy, you know, but only now Uranus is in Taurus. So in, you know, Pluto is in Aquarius, and that's a whole different ballgame. It's, you know, and I'll make another video about that, but it's just, it's insane. Pluto too in Capricorn, that is really about power structures and power to the well, I would say the institutions and the government. Now Pluto is going to come into Aquarius, and that's the power to the people, to the community. But, you know, Saturn is in Pisces, and there are rules being imposed upon what spirituality is and what dreams could be like. And at the same time, I think, you know, everybody who has been practicing spiritually, wherever that is, those parts will be integrated, and there will be a growth in our spiritual life. And with Pluto and Aquarius, I think we'll have more spiritual groups, and we'll see them form, and we're seeing groups being formed with spiritual values. And you know, it's like, in a way, it's structuring of the sound, of the vibration, and if that's even possible. But it kind of means heaven on earth. It does, and I think it's very beautiful. But the start of the chart of Saturn and Pisces is, I mean, it's not the best. And I think we're just gonna have, maybe, you know, Jupiter is in Aries with on Chiron. There's not, it's not really good energy. And at least Pluto coming out of Capricorn, there's not as much power abuse in terms of the institutions, but it's going to go online, it's going to go AI, and the power is going to go there. So anyway, I'm going too far in that one, but for this week, you know, I would say that it's not energy to be in control. And it's really about practicing to be one with space, and to surrender, and not, I mean, to keep taking action, but not like think that your action is gonna end up the way you think it is, and that it is actually a good thing that you keep trying, because this is fire, 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 aim energy, and it is about entrepreneurship, and it is about starting new things, but understanding that you're going to end up someplace else. And maybe that's a good thing. You know, maybe it could be better than you expected. But what I'm trying to say is, if you fight for something, like you have an initial idea, and you're going to push your boundaries on that, that's not going to work. It's really not going to work. You'll have to be able to adapt, allow to transform, and then this energy is very powerful. But Mercury in Pisces and Mars in Gemini squaring all that is really, and Virgo energy is about judgment, is about getting lost in the detail, and Jupiter in Aries is fighting an illusion. And I'm just warning for that, you know. So there's got to be this attitude of like, I'm not the one in control. I'm going to keep trying. I have passion. I have fire. I started and I initiate things, but I'm going to see where it goes. And then when Mars, Septile Mercury, there's this impulse that comes, and I trust the intuition. I keep moving forward, right? And it's like the energy is moving forward and it is growing fast, but you can't be in control. You're going to be humbled down every single time. You are not in control. That's it. I hope that message was clear. As always, so much love. Let me hear about you in the comments. Give me a like, subscribe. You know the deal. Thank you so much. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.